in the 1930s. Today, of course, because you've got a huge external actor to which you've alluded, the United States and, of course, the NATO alliance and the political West, is a way of managing, for Washington, alliance relationships with its like-minded partners. And, of course, Russia, if Russia joined, then, of course, it would decenter Washington for a start, and it would also transform the very nature from defensive to collective security. And that was, a catastrophic failure. What puzzles me sometimes is why the European, you talk about the big four, but what about France, Germany? Of course, in France you have this long Gaullist tradition. And of course that seems to have disappeared. This vision of pan-continental unity, again, not anti-American, but post-American. Okay, we are partners, equal partners. That's another failure, isn't it?
In being members of NATO, there are advantages for many countries. Most of all is that they do not need to spend so much on defense all around you. They are choosing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tasks. For instance, Belgium has a task on the sea. The Netherlands, they have an air task, but they do not create the effective defense all around them. So it is minimizing defense spending. This is one thing. The second thing is that all East European countries couldn't do themselves reduction of the army and reduction of the general staff, number of generals. That was the major problem. It is only under NATO supervision it could have been done. But more and more they have started to subordinate towards NATO collective policy, and this collective policy has been dictated by the United States. Countries like France and Germany, they were losing their traditional realistic views towards the relationship with Russia, with Soviet Union, and more subordinating to the views dictated from Washington. It's President Putin he told in one of his press conferences about Syria, when President of France has come to Moscow, they fully agree about what they are going to do in Syria. Then President of France has gone to Washington and totally changed his position about common action with us. So.
That's exactly why I use this concept of, Russians like to talk of the collective West, yes. And I talk of the political West to give it more historical and particular grounding, because ultimately it's designed to ensure alliance cohesion, which of course, and coordination. And what is interesting is the fact that all these countries within the collective and political West are willing to accept US leadership. And of course, after enlargement of NATO and indeed the European Union, we have what was called in the Iraq War, the new Europe against the old European states. And now the Eastern European view, the new European view, has completely transformed the very nature both of the European Union and, of course, of NATO. And you mentioned you didn't like the term Cold War to describe contemporary politics
for today. For now, yes.
Yes. Why not? Why do you think? Because a Cold War, in my view, is a style of politics. It's a style of